Oh, well, hey, it's BJ and Joanda out and about on the very wind-blown recumbents. Man, that wind is fierce today. And the weather people totally lied because they said it was supposed to be less wind today than yesterday. Wrong! Give you a little back view of the Garden of the Gods there. Good morning. Some of the foothills here. Try to get a little better handhold so you can see back that way. But yeah, the temperatures are not supposed to be, supposed to be like mid-50s Fahrenheit, but whoa, that wind, especially up as we were going up to the Overlook, was absolutely horrible. Joe lost her flag coming down the big hill. It even pulled the pulled the plastic seat plug where the flag fits in. Even pulled that out. That's how hard the wind was. And here it's not so bad because we're down a little bit of a valley. Whew, much better. So yeah, well, it's Tuesday. So if you want tacos, you have an excuse. Just tell your spouse, hey, it's Taco Tuesday. I have to go get tacos. And wouldn't you know it, that's what we're having tonight. Soft tacos. So we fit right in. So enjoy your Taco Tuesday. All right, that's enough of that. Whew. Holy califetter. That wind, I mean, up there on the Overlook, boy, that wind was fierce, man. It was just pushing us both around. Oh, man. Woo-hoo-hoo. So now we're on the Foothills Trail, and we're heading north. North? Yeah, north. And we're going to take it, probably head up towards Starbucks and get us a hot tea. But we're gonna have to lock up the trikes real good because we're gonna have to sit inside today. That wind's just too fierce for sitting outside anywhere. All right, so here's the low bridge coming through. Let Joe get ahead here so she can get your shift. Yeah, I was gonna say, get that e-assist up. Yeah, you can see we're back in the wind, and we could have come down the Mesa Trail right here. That's the Mesa Trail, and then this is the foothills. But we just decided to head for the lower spot, try to get out of the wind for at least a little bit. As you can see, lots of multi-million-dollar homes up there on the hillside. Give you a little more view over here because it's a nice view. Oh man, yeah, that wind is just fierce. It just be fierce. But I hope you're having a good day. If you happen to be poor like if you happen to be like us, and basically, as we call it, retired but poor, hope you're out riding on your trike or your bike or your scooter or whatever you have. Motorcycle, it doesn't matter. Although today would be a really bad day to ride a motorcycle. I mean, it really would. Motorcycles get pushed around in the wind a lot more than you think. Unless you've got one of the really heavy, like a Harley Davidson Electric Glide, Goldwing, Honda Goldwing, something like that has some weight behind it. On a light motorcycle, though, man, these super gusty winds can be just flat scary. As you can see, they did try to at least fill in some of the cracks. The only problem with the fill-in thing is it only lasts so long. It's already starting to show spots where the filler has not filled, like right there, has not filled in well. So I get you a view going back into the valley there. That's a really pretty view. I may not be in the right place though, so we'll have to hope it comes out pretty good. Sorry for the bumps, but there's lots of bumps. But it's better than it was before, because they were even meaner before. I don't know when they'll ever get around to concreting this part. I was hoping when they concreted the mesa, or at least part of it, because part of the mesa is still dirt even. All right, back down the hill now. Okay, can only use one brake, so see if I can get my hand position here. There we go. A little trouble getting the hand position. Yeah, sometimes with the gloves on, like I said before, the selfie stick tripod, where or combo like I have, is slick. It doesn't have any grip. So when you've got slippery gloves on, man, I tell you what, hard enough with the hill to keep one brake on, but when you've got the wind pushing you too, go straight. We're gonna take Foothills down to the end here of the trail and bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah, we don't have front suspension, so front ends bounce pretty good. Although we do, like I said, we do use the I think you pronounce it Schwab-Lee. It's from Germany. We use the Schwab-Lee Big Apple tires, and that does help a little. Supposed to give you a, because they're balloon style, so they can run lower. They can run safely at a lower pressure. So they give you a little passive suspension, as they call it. So now, okay, we just came off the Foothills, and now we're on the Sinton, which we were just on the Sinton not too far long ago. But that's the Red Leg Brewery across the street there. I should say just on my right. Woo! Yeah. Oh, the booger. Woo! Okay. I'm going to try to switch hands here. There we go. Try to get low. Should get my foot back though, huh? Get my fat feet out of the way. Whee! Yeah, this is a twisty little critter here, boy. Whee! Oh, bounce, 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 bounce. Still lots of bouncing going on. But yeah, we've got some heavy weather coming in on Thursday. Normally being Tuesday, we wouldn't be able to ride. We'd be at Tai Chi class, but our instructor Vim, V-I-M, is sick. She's not feeling well today, so we decided not to go in, because we could have gone in and had lunch and done a different activity, but we knew it was going to be sunny, and we were hoping that they weren't lying, there'd be less wind, but sometimes that's the way it goes. Howdy. Joe! Okay, don't worry about it. We missed it. Yeah, I was going to say we should turn, but we missed that turn. So that's okay. We'll go straight. Be too hard to get across here without the light, so Sorry about that, but I didn't think we were quite as far, and there's a place where you can turn with a light over to the other side. Because, hey Joe, stop for a minute. Joe, stop for a minute. Thank you. Oh, I only got one brake, so. You wanna, when we get down there, cross over to Maverick and get a hot tea, or want to go to, yeah. Yeah. Right. That sounds good to me. I guess we can cross over here. They do have a light. Sorry about all that communication there, but it's the wind's blowing hard enough that can't talk, you know, can't yell loud enough, and I can't get a hold of the walkie-talkie because I have a camera in my hand. Besides that, somebody's using our walkie-talkie channel right now. You know, because the walkie-talkies, you know, they're all public channels, so, and a lot of construction companies like to use them. Oh man, woo! Oh, okay. We're coming up on a turn, so I got to try to switch hands here while I can. Oh, not go in the gravel. That would not be good. Whew. Oh, gracious, sorry. This is not going to be an easy corner to spin around. Joe did the hard work, got the light for me. Got to get way out here. Yeah, can't make that corner, it's just too sharp. So now I got to do what Joe did and back up a little bit. And I'm still going to have to end up going over the curb. Yeah, because I'm against the thing here, so. Okay, I got to try to get a little closer. Back up a little more. A little closer. Whew. But yeah, like I said, boy, this wind's just, you can see by Joe's flag, man. This wind is just fierce. And yet by our apartment, it really wasn't that bad. Go, Joe, we got a car wants to turn. Yeah, the only problem when they do these things, you know, because these are for walkers, they put 90 degrees and I can't make it. And Joe's going to have to hit the light anyway, so that helped. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I just rammed my pedal into my shin. Not a smart thing to do. Okay. So yeah, so what we're doing is we're heading over to the Maverick station so we can get a hot tea and eat our lunch both. Our bagged lunch, because they don't ever mind if you, as long as you buy something, they don't care if you, you know, have a bagged lunch. So, where sometimes, normally when we go to Starbucks, pardon the yawn, normally when we go to Starbucks, we always sit outside, so we've never tested whether they might have a cow if we eat our lunch, we get a drink. I don't think they would. They're pretty nice about stuff, but you never know. So now we're basically just on a path, a double wide cement path. Go, Joe. Thank you. Sorry for the knee view, but I wanted to wave at the car for letting us through. Then he honked. Hopefully that was just acknowledging my wave and not being, you know, pissed at us. Oh, man. Yeah, it'd be nice to get inside and get a hot tea, and it's to let you get out of the wind for a little while. Yeah, we're on Garden of the Gods Road, which, like I said, is funny because it doesn't actually go to the Garden of the Gods. All right, we're at our Maverick station here. So we're just gonna cruise on in. Got to go to the other side. And then we'll park the trikes in the patio area. Yeah. And we're gonna go sit inside and make sure nobody's coming. That we're good. Okay, I got to get off of level 2 here. All right. Okay. So we're stopping now. All right. left. All right, let's go. Okay, we're back. Whew. And the wind hasn't let up a bit. It's still just feisty as it can be. Whew. Yeah, nice to get a little wind block here. Now we came down the Sinton Trail from the Maverick station, and we are now back on the Pikes Peak Greenway. The first part, the very first part of the trail where we ended up picking up the off of Chestnut Street, the Centennial South Extension. Normally we go up the we go up the bike lane, but decided to try the bike trail this time, and except for one spot where it's really kind of creepy. It's got a lot of mud and stuff caked on it from runoff from construction sites. That was actually better, so that's probably the way we'll do that one from now on. Howdy. But yeah, like I said, now we're back down on the Pikes Peak Greenway, right along Fountain Creek, and yeah, what we'll probably do is ride up to Criterium Bike Shop, and then howdy, and then probably head back towards the University Village, Colorado Center, or no, University Colorado Village Center, yeah, area, and stop at Panera Bread, grab another hot tea, because today is definitely a good day for a double dose of hot tea. Man, yeah, that wind is just flat ass cold. And then I think after we stop at Panera, we're probably just gonna head home and call it quits for the day. Try to get out of this wind. Joe got pretty cold coming down the big hill from the Overlook. Yeah, she said her teeth were starting to chatter. So, we figured that's gonna be mid-50s and sunny. And so, the jacket, plus we're wearing, long sleeves, and we got, long sleeve undershirt and a short sleeve jersey on, plus the jacket, and these new cheap jackets we bought working out pretty good. One nice thing about them is they're thicker than our old bike jackets we had. So that and the other fact, they're solid yellow, which is really nice. But they do a pretty good job of keeping the cold away, except for when you're going 25 or 30 miles an hour down a steep hill. And you can see Fountain Creek right over there. Yeah, we like I said, we got some mean weather coming in on Thursday. Supposed to be here for Thursday and Friday both. They're talking that evil 4-letter word, snow. No snow, no snow. So, but I don't mind the rain. If it rains, we can just stay home. We'll live with it. But And we do need the moisture, I will have to admit that. It's getting really dry around here. And these high winds don't help much. Yeah, I apologize for the wind noise, but you know, even though I've got the camera set up for, you know, wind, it ain't gonna make no difference because that wind is blowing hard. Luckily, again, now we're down here in a little bit of a valley, so that helps. But we're going back up again. So, but like I said, with the bad weather coming in, we really did want to try to get in another video if possible. So that's good. We'll have another video here. I keep running over Joe here, so. Yeah, somebody was talking about, you know, wanting to put an e-assist system on their trike, and, you know, the difference between a cadence sensing setup and a torque sensing setup. And I tell you, it really bugs me that you know, I know, you know, the torque sensing, you know, it's more might have a bit more natural feel, you know, than like our Bafang systems that have the cadence. But you know, they're always saying how, you know, the you know, Bafangs are cheap and stuff, or you know, they're not good. Well, but that's baloney, because they've been around for several years now, and they've been very dependable. And so they just don't know what they're talking about, and they are a lot cheaper than any of the torque sensing ones, because the only torque sensing one that's affordable at all is a Tong Sen, something like that, Tongsen or something, and it's very unreliable, where the Bafang is very reliable. And you know, I think there's one thing a lot of people don't understand about the Bafang. The Bafang is set up to where you can have 3 levels of assist, 5 levels of assist, or 9 levels of assist. And what that does, now you don't have any more power, you know, top end power, you know, because it's whatever you've got. Like mine is a 36 volt 500 watt motor, so 500 watts is all I've got. Okay, doesn't matter how you've got it set. But what it does is the different settings, you know, for the levels, puts the power in different places. And I use the 9 level setup because I like the way that the power from the motor is spread all the way through the system. Joe didn't like it, so she's using 5 levels on her Bafang. But you know, so there's quite a bit of adjustability to a Bafang, that nobody ever talks about, you know. Because I mean, I know the torque sensing motors are, you know, more of a natural pedal, but you know, somebody said, well, you know, the Bafang's just like having a motorcycle. Absolute bull. No, the only thing that would make a Bafang like a motorcycle would be is if you add a throttle to it. Okay, and you don't have to add a throttle to your Bafang. We don't have throttles. We have just, you know, pedal assist Bafang systems. And yeah, you know, it just irks me that people are dumping so hard on Bafang. But you know, I mean, come on, you know, all the systems, the Shimano, the the Brosh, the oh dang, what's the big one? Oh, the Bosch. There is a Bros, B-R-O-S, and a Bosch. Now the Bosch is probably the most popular right now, mixed in with the Shimano. But all those systems are very expensive, much more expensive than a basic Bafang, and you pretty much have to, I think they're finally getting to where, you know, you can put them on different bikes or put different trikes. But before, you know, it was very specific, and, you know, it had to be their setup from the factory where, you know, it's already built into the boom and everything else. Where, you know, Bafang, you add it, so you can add, you know, Bafang has what we have, you know, they have the, inline systems. And then Bafang also has the, you know, a rear wheel hub setup. If you want to keep all your gears up front, like if you had a triple and you liked it, you can go with the rear wheel setup. Where, you know, if you go with the high-end sensors, you know, the Bosch, the Bosch, the Bros, the Bosch, the Shimano, if you go with those, then you know, you can't pick a rear wheel hub motor. Sorry, we're right under I-25. Very noisy motorcycle, I guess. But yeah, so I just want to tell people that, you know, from experience, you know, we've had both types of Bafangs. You know, the first trikes we had that were e-trikes had the rear wheel hub motor, and the ones we have now have the inline motor setup, and they have been nothing but absolutely dependable. They work great. They give you that real assist when you need it. Because sometimes, to me, the torque sensing ones, they just don't feel like they're, I don't know, it feels like you're pedaling and it's not doing anything. With the Bafang, it's doing something. It's letting you know that, okay, we're powering up. Let's fly. But remember, you have different levels. So if you don't want it to kick ass, you know, right off the start, well, don't set it in 3 level or maybe even 5 level. Go to 9 level on your Bafang. Because 9 levels is great, you know. It's just pretty much almost like natural. It's just very controllable, very easy. And yeah, just okay, that's enough of the rant about everybody dumping on the Bafang e-assist systems. They're really good. So don't be afraid to put one on your trike or your recumbent bike. No matter what the naysayers say, we're talking real experience. You know, several thousand miles on these motors, and they just keep on running. They're like an old Timex watch, you know. They take a licking and keep on ticking. Kind of like these riders that ride these trikes, you know. The Ondos, that's us too. We take a licking and keep on ticking. All right. We're going to get into Criterium Bike Shop here and use the facilities. Go over the bridge here. Give you the over the bridge camera view here. Sweet. Okay. Up and over. And yeah. Yeah. All right. Here we are at the Criterium Bike Shop. All right. We'll get back to you. Bye for now. hear much over the wind. I apologize for that. But not much I can do about it today. It's super windy. I'll give you a nice view of Fountain Creek in the, or Monument Creek in the sunshine there. But yeah, we're on the Greenway, Pikes Peak Greenway, heading south now, and we're heading for home. And we've had enough fun in the really strong wind today, so we're going to call it quits. But we just wanted to say thanks for coming along and enjoying our videos. We appreciate it. If you're new, welcome. If you've been around a while, thank you very much. And please like, share, and subscribe to our video channel, Out and About on the Recumbents with BJ and Joe Ondo, here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Yeah, whew. Yeah, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, Mountain Daylight Time. And like I said, we're just getting ready to head home. But these people take up all this damn space when they're not supposed to. Yeah, I don't. I have my hood on. Our new jackets actually have hoods, so that's kind of nice. But so we and sadly I can't get to the button to turn on my wireless microphone, so I'm having to use the in-camera. That's one bad thing about the hood. Got a bit of a heavy bump here. Oh man, that is a heavy bump. I don't know why they can't adjust, you know, like just trim the corner of that so it's not quite as mean. While it's smooth, I'm going to put this in my hand. Oh yeah. But you know, I mean, it's been a beautiful day. I mean, there's been hardly a cloud in the sky, except for the wind. The wind has been just flat vicious at times. Passing on your left. One more behind me. Hopefully you had a good day. Last little Trivex boardwalk that we have to go up before we climb the hill we call Little Diablo Hill. Up and away. Oh boy. All right. Everybody's coming. Yeah. Okay. From BJ and Joe Ondo, out and about on the recumbents. Just want to say to you guys, we do appreciate you guys hanging in there with us, and as usual, till we come together next time, happy trails. Bye.